I'm Andy Hubatsek. I played Zelda in Pet Sematary. I'm here with Mike at Tales of Salem.
Welcome back to Tales of Salem. On October 11th through the 12th, I went to the inaugural North Shore Horror Fest in Danvers, Massachusetts, which some of you may know used to be Salem Village until 1752 when it was renamed to Danvers. So technically, we can still cover it here at Tales of Salem. This was the first year of the event, and as a result, it was a small but intimate horror convention, and I had a great time. There were some awesome vendor booths, talented artists and cosplayers, and even some special horror movie guests. Growing up, one of my favorite scary movies was Pet Sematary, the 1989 version, of course. When I saw that Andrew Hubatsek, the actor who played Zelda from Pet Sematary, was going to be there, I was sold. There's no way I was missing my chance to meet the actor behind one of my fondest childhood nightmares. So I bought a ticket for both days of the event, even though I originally planned on going for just one, because I think it's important to support smaller conventions like the North Shore Horror Fest. I know it's not easy running them. After checking out some of the vendor booths and buying a few cool collectibles, I made my way over to Andrew's booth, starstruck like a total fanboy. I'm not the type of person to just walk up to someone with a camera while recording, so I actually spoke with him for a while off camera, and we had an amazing conversation, which a part of me wishes I had recorded, while the better part of me knows that sometimes it's better to just live in the moment without a camera in sight. I also talked to him about how I had just bought this awesome Pet Sematary t-shirt from Tomb's booth on the Salem Common. Located on Salem's historic Essex Street, Tomb, aka Tomb Gallery and Tattoo, is, of course, a purveyor of dark art, tattoos, and horror merch. They have an amazing shop and beautifully creepy shirt designs. You can even order online. Not a sponsor, just wanted to give them a shout out. After chatting for a while, Andrew, or Andy, as I was now persuaded to call him, signed the slipcover of my 4K copy of Pet Sematary. I asked him if he wouldn't mind me interviewing him on camera, and he couldn't be more kind about it. So that afternoon I came back with my camera and sat down for an interview.
I'm Andy Hubatsek. I played Zelda in Pet Sematary, 1989 film version. And we're talking today at the North Shore Horror Convention, which will be happening today and tomorrow. What's today?
Saturday, yeah. Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and
tomorrow.
Sunday, yes.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to Tales of Salem. I am honored to be in the presence of somebody who has haunted my nightmares since I was a child. I'm sure you've gotten that a lot with this movie. I think this is one of those movies that really haunts kids who grew up with it.
It's true. I always ask when you saw the movie first. And usually the younger you are, the worse it gets. And I do get that. I get you haunted my childhood, or you effed me up. That's
Exactly. Exactly. Thankfully, I think it comes from a good place. Like, people want to be scared in the right ways, and especially with this film and the book.
Yeah.
It's about trauma and loss and grief and really relatable things. And I'm realizing I'm probably doing a terrible job of introducing you because we haven't even said your name or the film that we're talking about. I think it's because I'm so intimidated, because that, I wasn't lying, that isn't for the camera. Zelda haunted my dreams. And if you know the name Zelda and you are matching that to hearing that it haunts my dreams, you might know that we're talking about Zelda from Pet Sematary 1989.
I'm coming for you, Rachel.
We are here with Andrew Hubatsek.
Yes,
Did
very
I pronounce
good.
that right?
Yeah, very well. Well done.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolute honor to be with you,
Thank
Andrew.
you.
It's always good to come and support a horror convention and be able to interact with horror fans. What brings you here today?
Well, I'm here at the North Shore Horror Convention by the invite of Tommy, and I'm glad to be back in Massachusetts. I haven't been here in a long time. And I'm just kind of started to do conventions this year. We did a bunch of them a couple years ago for the 35th anniversary of Pet Sematary, and now I'm kind of out in the field again.
So when was the first time you started going to conventions? Because I'm always shocked when I hear that some people only recently started going.
Well, I did some around 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But only for a brief time because I was working a full-time job, and I couldn't do it after that. But I retired from that job a couple years ago, and now I'm kind of like entering the stream of the horror world. Yeah, it's nice.
Well, I'm sure you're going to see that journey grow and grow. There are new horror fans every day. My girlfriend usually comes, and she's actually not here today, otherwise she'd be filming. We'd probably see some handheld camera shake if she was here. Love you, Laurel. But she liked horror, but she was never like obsessed with it. And since we met, it's the only genre she wants to watch, like when we go streaming. So
she came over to the other side, huh?
She saw me watching Pet Sematary because I was actually halfway through it. She's like, "What is this? This looks good." And I was like, "We gotta watch. I'll roll it back with you at some point." She hasn't seen it yet, but
oh, okay.
I've seen it countless times. I mean, from the VHS days to the DVD to the Blu-ray, and now to the 4K, which is what I got signed by Andrew. He
Today?
was gracious enough to give me the signature with the Zelda on there too. Beautiful. Oh my God, with the Zelda. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. You've probably been asked a million times about your role, and we talked earlier as well off camera. What do you think makes Pet Sematary, the film, the story, all of it, whether it's Stephen King's writing from the source material or the film that you were a part of, what do you think it makes it resonate with audiences?
Well, first of all, I think it's good storytelling. I think Mary Lambert did a great job directing. Stephen King obviously did the script, but I think it's good movie making that stands up, even if it is dated from the 80s. And I also think it accesses some deeper stuff, as you said before, that has to do with grief, and real horror.
My sister died in the back bedroom, and that's what she was, a dirty secret.
In the case of Zelda, physical horror, childhood fears, real stuff. So I feel like it still resonates.
Yeah.
It stands out. But I do think it's good movie making by the director as well.
Mary Lambert, yeah. I love Mary Lambert. Like we talked earlier, she directed a great episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Tons of amazing music videos for B-52s, Madonna, Eurythmics, the list goes on. And Pet Sematary 1 and 2, I'm actually a big fan of the sequel too.
Pet Sematary 2.
The first one's more beloved. The second one has its cult following, but I think Mary did a fantastic job on both films. And I wish she directed more horror films.
Yeah.
And speaking of wishing somebody did more, I wish you did more films. It's kind of amazing that you did a few. I know you were in Blue Steel with the Scream Queen. Speaking of Zelda giving screams to people.
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween.
Yep.
You! Give me the cash, Stormy.
Police, don't move! Put the gun down!
Get out of my face, baby.
So I know you have some credits in film, but I know your background is on the stage. You're
That's
a theater
right.
actor.
Yep.
And I know that you kind of stepped away from film, right? To
Well, it kind of
continue.
stepped away from me. I mean, I was in New York and I auditioned for stuff, for films, and I really wasn't trained in doing films, but you know, nothing really came out for me in terms of films. But I always had a relationship with a theater company in Pennsylvania and kind of ended up going back there and doing stage work for the next 25 to 30 years. So that's kind of what I know, but I'm interested in learning more about film if anybody wants to take me on. Now that I'm an older person.
Wow,
Yeah.
somebody's going to take up that offer for sure. I might have to do that.
Okay, please.
So normally I have Laurel behind the camera to make sure everything's
Hi,
recording.
Laurel.
I'm just going to step and make
Okay.
sure the red light is still going, that suddenly it didn't crash. We are still good. You know, when you film for so many, this is new for me. The channel is relatively new, but I've been in a video professional for like 12 to 13 years, and I went to film school. So I have a lot of experience filming, but being on camera is totally new, and interviewing is like, I'm totally outside of my comfort zone, especially when I'm intimidating by, like, I've seen
You
Zelda
don't
on
have to be
screen.
intimidated by me.
Well, you are an absolute, you're a gentleman, you're super sweet. Like, thank you for the interview as well,
Yeah.
first and foremost.
Thank you. It's
but-
nice to be interested, have interest.
You're going to find the more of these conventions you do,
Yeah.
people are going to absolutely love to meet you. Because when I saw you on the guest list, I was like, I'm in, I'm coming. Actually, I didn't even know how I was going to come both days. I bought a ticket for both days because I'm like, I'm definitely supporting this event, and I'm definitely meeting Zelda.
Do you have a background in radio or anything like that? You've got like a great voice.
You know, I do voice acting, ironically. I don't
can
like
tell.
talk about it a lot, but I do voice acting.
Yeah.
My most legitimate credit is I was a Transformer in a official video game.
Good.
So Hasbro had to approve my voice. So I was able to emulate, one of my heroes. And
Very nice.
but yeah, that was part of the reason why I was like, I gotta get on camera. So my girlfriend's like, you have a nice voice, why not?
Yeah.
I talk about horror. I've talked about Pet Sematary ad nauseum to people.
Do you?
I talk so much about horror, and Pet Sematary is one of my favorite films. So by proxy, I have talked people's ears off about this specific scene. Where are we? Right here. This one. This scene is one of the scariest shots I've ever seen in my life when you walk towards the camera.
Rachel? Is that you? I finally came back for you, Rachel. I'm going to twist your back like mine so you'll never get out of bed again. Never get out of bed again. Never get out of bed again!
That's actually something I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about your background in theater. Do you think one of the things that separated you apart from where you were in life, like your physical look, your frame, and casting a male as a female role, do you think your theater background differentiated you in terms of another actor who might have been more accustomed to screen? Because something I've heard from theater actors is it's like different dynamic.
Yes, it's definitely a different
style.
dynamic. Yeah.
Do you think that made this character really stand out? Because something about your physical performance is so theatrical. It's mesmerizing to watch.
Well, that's true. I don't know. One thing I do know is that when I auditioned for it, once they decided on using a male, because initially they started to use a female, according to Mary Lambert, and then it didn't work.
Yeah.
So they went for males, and I know I was in a room with 20 other people for the initial audition. And at that time, I was in my mid-20s, and I'd been doing theater. Everyone else in the room was probably 12 years old. So I felt like I had a little bit of a jump on them.
Yeah.
I remember at the time, we were doing Russian folk tales at the theater that I was working at. And if anyone knows Baba Yaga,
Yes, creepy old lady.
I did Baba Yaga. So I think everything informs what you do later on. So I think there's a fairy tale element that Zelda has.
I think Stephen King does that. His opus, The Dark Tower, is very much like in that line with like a dark fantasy sort of narrative. There's something similar going on in Pet Sematary. I think and I love the fact that it has like the Wendigo. It doesn't overtly show it, but it's the Native American burial ground. Yeah. But I love the theme because it's a film about grief. It's a film about things getting buried and burying things. And Zelda is like a secret that gets buried, but she's innocent. You play a character who's haunting, but Zelda did nothing wrong. She's just this poor sick girl who's locked away by her family, like a dark secret, just like some of the bodies being buried. And then the idea of like cultural burial of like the Native American burial ground being connected to how Native Americans were treated by settlers. There's so many layers to Stephen King's writing, and I think Mary Lambert and the cast, the crew, everybody involved, Stephen King with the source material in the novel. Something about it is really layered. So I love that you were cast and that you had this theatrical background, because we talked about that scene and the other scene too when you turn around. I feel like that must be part of your theatrical background. Like the command of your body, I think, is a little more important when you're on the stage, when there's not a camera and editing to hide your movements. You have to be way more precise.
I think that's true. That's all that you have. That's all that you're working with on a stage. You don't have a camera angle or anything like that. So you've got to create an illusion or an effect physically. And it usually has to be pretty big too, in order for 350 people to see it or whatever. So yeah, I was pretty proud of that moment. And I remember Mary Lambert saying, "What do you want to do here? How do you want to present this? And we know that we want you to be on the bed, but what do you want to do?" And I'd been doing some stuff called Alexander work at the time, which is working with your spine. And I was like, I had an idea. So that's what happened. It was great.
It is a very spinal performance. I brought that up earlier. That
Well,
scene when you're like
it truly
sick
is. The
and
hope
you're,
it's
like-
all about it, isn't it?
My impression is you're like almost like that, and you're like trying to like lift your head up.
Oh my God, she's joking.
It's probably a horrible impression. I'm butchering it in
very
front of the
good.
legend. But something about it is such a spinal performance. Like you're like
Really
contorted.
true.
No CGI. That's where like these newer films and the remake wasn't scary to me at all. But your performance was incredible, and I think it's because you delivered like you were on the stage as well as a film. It was a good blend of both. Like it worked on screen, but I mean it was such a physical performance.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Thanks.
And I always love, just like I'm obsessed with horror, I'm kind of obsessed with when you see a performance in a film that steals the film, and it's such a short, like screen time, like minutes. I love when scene stealers show up, and it's a perfect blend of like the right actor, the right screenplay, the right director, the right special effects artist, like everything came together and you stole the show. How does that feel as an actor to be a movie stealer? You stole it.
It feels great. It feels great. It's so strange. The filming was like 48 hours for this. It was at the very end of the shooting of the film, and it was 36 years ago. And I feel like I sent myself a little message from my past to here where we are today, and it's so great. People are so appreciative. And you got to remember, like at this time, once the movie was gone in 1988 or 9, it went away. Nobody was seeing it. And so to have it come back to you is really interesting.
Well, it never left me. I always loved it, and I know plenty of people who loved it. And I think as the 90s progressed into the 2000s and the internet and things could get rediscovered or remembered, it might have been one of those films people didn't realize, oh, I remember seeing that as a kid, it scared the shit out of me. And now they get to rediscover it. But I think it's a film that's, especially 80s horror, which it fits right in. It's 1989 it came out, but it's filmed in the 80s. It has like the 80s vibes. Yeah. I think that genre has such an endearing life force that it'll live on forever, and you'll probably see your fandom grow as more people are introduced to the classic, the original screen adaptation, the representation, performance of Zelda. So I don't want to take up too much time because I always feel bad when I'm doing these interviews because I know people I won't even notice them, but they might like pop around the corner, take a look, and they want to meet you so bad. And I don't want to steal you.
I think we're okay.
Maybe I'll ask like a couple more questions.
Well, of course.
So you've been coming to conventions for a few years now, and you came, your first one was like 20 years ago, you said.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Salem, Massachusetts?
You know, I have not been to Salem, ever. Did I tell you I was in the Crucible?
Oh, no way.
I was in the Crucible on Broadway in around 1993.
Wow.
I wasn't one of the girls. But
good thing you didn't get typecast.
I know, exactly.
You're a real actor.
But at that time, it was the 400th anniversary of the Crucible. So Arthur Miller came, he was still alive.
Wow.
The cast met him. At that time, all the journalists, because it was the anniversary, were asking, tell us about the witches in Salem, about the witchcraft in Salem. And Arthur Miller was like, the point of the play is there was no witchcraft in Salem.
Exactly.
So I don't know how well that would go down in Salem today. But everyone who has come to Salem today has said, you're not going to get a parking space if you try to go.
I came from Salem to here. We're in Danvers technically, but Danvers, a lot of people don't know. People around here probably know, but a lot of people outside of this area don't know that Danvers was Salem Village, and the witch trials actually happened here. And it changed its name, I think specifically to kind of get away from that. This was Salem Village, and it's now Danvers. It's been Danvers for a long time. We're technically in Old Salem. The only remaining house is the Judge Corrin house, which was directly connected to the witch trials, but it's one house, and it was moved down the street to where it is now. So we kind of are on sour ground.
Wow, the ground is sour.
The ground is sour.
Oh my God, hearing the line being said from the film, could we maybe get blessed with a Zelda line?
Yes.
I'm coming for you.
Oh God.
Mike. And this time, I'll get you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Sure. That's incredible. I gotta shake your hand right up. I have one more thing to say before we sign off, but I had to shake your hand up. That's amazing. I know you did the voice.
Yes.
I think some people might not even realize.
Oh,
because it's such. I think I heard that you had PDR'd in after the fact.
After the fact, we went back into the Brill Building in New York and dubbed over the top, but it was my voice.
Yeah. Because I heard an interview with you, and as soon as I heard the interview, I knew you had done the original voice because it does.
Because you could hear my. Really?
Well, beneath the makeup didn't cover you up to the point where you couldn't act.
Yeah.
It was so creepy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I could talk your ear off. I could talk forever. Endless thanks to you, Andrew, for giving us the time to interview you. Thanks for talking to me. Thank you for haunting my dreams and giving me nightmares for so many years.
Thank you, Mike.
But as somebody who went to film school and appreciates acting, and I'm a director myself, and someday I want to make my own feature. I've only made shorts. your performance and artists like you. Horror has a hell of a legacy. Horror fans
It's
are hardcore.
true.
That's why there's no like drama conventions the way that there are horror
is
conventions.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a ton of horror conventions. Show me like a melodrama
That's
convention.
true.
You know? So
Yeah.
thank you for everything you do.
Absolutely.
And it's an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank
Pleasure
you.
here.
Bye.
Bye.
After talking with Andy, I was actually going to try to talk to a different Andy, Andrew Bryniarski, the actor best known for portraying Leatherface in the 2003 version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and its sequel, as well as the hilarious Zangief in the Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie.
Quick! Change the channel!
And Christopher Walken's son in Batman Returns.
You'll have to go through me! Chip. Dad, go! Save yourself! Dad, go!
And even Steve Latimer in the program.
I think we ought to tell Coach.
His booth was directly next to Andy Hubatsek's. Unfortunately, Andrew Bryniarski had a flight issue and wasn't able to attend the first day of the event.
Zangief's not here?
But we were told that he would be there the next day. So, then I knew I would be coming back for the second day of the event as well. But before that, there was one more special guest I wanted to meet on day one, and that was actor and producer Daniel John Kearney.
Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Daniel John Kearney. I'm here with Tales of Salem. I'm so excited to be here at North Shore Horror Fest, the inaugural, and it's been a great day. Thank you for having me.
It has been a great day. Not only do you have this amazing collection of signed memorabilia from all different beloved horror franchises. This film I can't wait to see, Macabre Mountain.
Thank you so much.
That you produced?
I'm a coordinating producer on it, and I'm a supporting actor in it. It's created by Xander Goldman, was the producer and lead in the film. It stars Felissa Rose, Dave Sheridan, Robert Mukes, Hannah Fierman, and myself, and a couple other very nice people.
Well, not only does the cover art look amazing with a kind of old school throwback montage poster style. You know, I love Dave Sheridan, Felissa Rose, who doesn't love Angela, obviously a legend. So that's amazing that you've already, managed to work with not just those legends, but you also have other credits.
Yes.
And I understand that we also have something coming out that we...
Yeah, so in the past 7 years, it's been incredibly busy. I'm very, very blessed. I'm very, very lucky. I don't take a second of it for granted. I have 18 films coming out in 2026.
In 1 year alone?
Well, yeah, because they take quite a bit of time. In an independent world, it takes a long time for it to come out, so you kind of build like a pipeline.
Wow.
So, yeah, all in all, 24 films,
Wow.
18 coming out this year. I'm very excited. Well, some that did come out, if you ever get a chance to watch Crust.
Off camera, when I first showed up, I mentioned that because directed and starring Sean Whalen.
Directed and starring Sean Whalen and produced by Felissa Rose, myself, and Chris Sergi, and also stars Alan Ruck, Danny Roebuck, and Ricky Dean Logan from Back to the Future.
I just saw Daniel Roebuck at Silver Screen Con. What an amazing guy.
He is I mean, you think about it, he's been in everything. He's a wonderful person.
Hell of an actor.
And check out Wolf Hollow's out. That's a great, fun one. Late Checkout is a great slasher film you can check out. Deadly Endings, that's an anthology film that I did that's in post-production. Really cool. We have Watchdog coming out in March. That was directed by Elsie Holt from You're Next.
Oh, yeah.
And stars Jeannie Morrow.
Do you still want to see my face?
Mark Patton. And Wes Robinson from Blair Witch.
It's been 5 days since we saw you. Maybe 6.
Oh my God.
And we have Grind coming out. That was directed by Mark Cantu. And I'm really excited for The Last Footprint. That's a movie that I did that comes out in November, and it's a really, really scary film.
Wow. I mean, that's
Really
a hell of a
scary.
catalog already.
It's
all
fun.
the people that
Oh, and Drew Fortier is amazing, and he has Bunker Heights coming out. Which I can't say a lot about, but it has a big cast, and it's a wonderful story, and I played the mayor in that film.
With today's tragic events fresh in our minds, I promise, I swear, to keep Samuel Pankhurst's vision alive.
And that is just about done, and we can't wait for that to come out.
Wow, that's amazing and inspiring to hear that you're so busy. It sounds like it's ramping up. If you have that many films, I know you say that a pipeline gets built, but I'm sure your pipeline will continue to grow. The more you're in, the more connections you make, the more roles you get under your belt.
It's been ramping up, and I'm grateful for every minute of it. I still can't believe it. I just did a film called The Devil You Know in Ohio 2 weeks ago, and it's directed by Sean Burkett.
Perhaps the most dangerous kind of devil worship comes in the form of underground cults.
It's not known just how widespread devil worship is, but it is highly appealing to teenagers in search of power and identity.
I'm doing a film in November called The Slab.
Great. It's okay. I'll be right back.
Which I'm very excited about. And then even more so, I have to do shameless self-promotion.
Of course, naturally.
I'm sorry.
No, don't mind.
But Slasher Trash is a documentary.
Slasher Trash, the ultimate slasher documentary.
I was in shock and so excited. I just found out this week that I'm going to be one of the key contributors to speak about all of the legendary 80s horror films. So check it out, Slasher Trash, QR code right here. Deep cut. Michael Gingold for Rue Morgan, Fangoria is one of the key contributors and interviewees, so I'm very, very excited about it.
Wow, well, congrats on that. Absolutely check out Slasher Trash. I'm going to be checking it out as a big slasher fan myself. I mean, I can see here you've got plenty of slashers that you've met and either worked with or had signed these pieces over the years.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a bit of my living room, just you've got a little bit more, mine are like one or two signatures at best. You've got like full cast.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to part ways, but in The Burning, this is a very rare piece.
Yes, take a look at that.
Whole cast of The Burning.
Love
but I
Tom.
will say, it's very hard for me to part with these things, but I don't sell them on eBay. I like to do it at horror conventions because I know that they're going to good homes and people that will love them. And it's to help fund my next project. That's a big secret project, but it's going to be announced in the next month. And it's a very old school creature feature. It's my first film that I wrote, produced, directed, and co-starred in. And we're very excited about it. It shoots in June in 2026 in Kentucky.
Wow. Well, I gave you a follow. I'll be on the lookout for that.
I
love
appreciate it so
love
much.
a good creature feature too.
Thank you.
There's a lot of underrated ones too.
Yeah, and it's a lot of subtext to it. It's not like it's not campy in any way. It's old school, very scary. And it's shot in a way that the time and place and the characters, the town feels like it's almost a character in itself. So I always feel that that's what really makes people connect with films, because they see themselves and not just the characters, but the time and place that they're in.
I think everybody's hometown is like a character to them, so everybody can relate to when in film or in a novel, whether it's a story that's on screen or on the page.
Yeah.
I think if you can identify the setting as its own character, it's crucial to a story feeling real. Because if the place that the characters are in, even if the characters are real, if the place doesn't have that sense of realness and
That's
like
right.
a character to it.
Mhm.
So I love that. I love that.
I can't agree more with you. I can't agree more with you.
Sounds
It's
awesome.
wonderful. I
So I'm
appreciate
looking
it so
forward to
much.
So I want to talk about a few like specifics. I mean, looking at this table, I know obviously you pointed out the burning. I mean, that's hard to beat. And some of the big pieces back here, like I would love to have that one.
Yeah.
Maybe someday I'll reach out to you at a convention and get it.
I have some really cool stuff here. Yeah. I have all Halloween. A lot of these people I've met over the years at conventions, or I've worked with on films before, or I've been like, I know it's so unprofessional while we're on set. Can I get your signature? I happen to have this poster in my car.
Oh yeah, just so happen to
have, you know.
Hey, would you mind?
So this is a really special piece. This is Halloween, a massive part of the cast with John Carpenter and Nick Castle and everybody there. Lots of wonderful people there.
I gotta meet John Carpenter someday. I've met Nick Castle.
He's a sweet guy.
Great.
This is the first ever signed poster of the 80s camp cult classic slasher Madman by Galen Ross.
Madman. There is no escape.
I got it in 2018. She, I guess, didn't want to say that she was ever in the film, so.
And yet there are things that I like about him. I don't know, it's so confusing. Tell me about it.
I begged her for it all day, and I was like, oh, please, please, please. And she finally gave in. So she signed it, and on the back of the poster she wrote, I said, no one's ever gonna believe the story. I said, could you sign the back too? So she signed the back of it, and it says, first ever signed with the date, printed her name and signed it.
It's crazy.
So it's so cool.
It's a 101 for sure with that on there. So you heard that if you come to one of these conventions, do you get all around the country or do you mostly East Coast?
I just do mostly the Northeast, but all of this product is all 100% 20-year collection that's been in bubble wrap, and it's helping fund all of the pre-production for the film that I just told you about that I'm doing. So.
Well, hey, if you ever are in the Northeast area and you see a horror convention and you see Daniel's name on that list, come check out these amazing pieces. You know, maybe you can get this extremely rare Madman poster. That's a pretty messed up movie, too.
It is.
Oh, man.
It is.
Nasty.
It's good, though.
It's good, though. It is.
It's fun.
Or if you want to help fund a film, buying one of these pieces will go directly to making more horror dreams happen in the future. So
absolutely.
Definitely stop by, check out his work, say hello. I'm getting these vibrations. Oh, let me just answer this real quick. Hey, babe, sorry. I'm interviewing, yes, an actor, director, producer.
Oh.
Okay, all right, bye. So, something I love to ask people, what do you think is the creepiest film you've ever seen? The film that gave you the most goosebumps? Really
so
dug into skin?
That's really hard for me to say. I don't know. I really
Maybe you
can't.
Pick one of
they
the top
can't
few.
scare. I really am not scared by a lot of films. I get scared by the most weirdest, obscure stuff. If I can answer that question a little more broadly, horror films don't scare me.
Yeah.
What scares me is the world out there, and things like that. So when I can't watch like war movies or love stories or like anything real life because it affects me too much. So this is like my escapism.
Yeah.
But if I had to say a movie that really affected me and like scared me, made me physically ill, A Clockwork Orange.
I'm cured! Praise God! You're not cured yet, boy.
Is a messed up film.
I don't know what it was.
Sorry.
I think there's like a dog whistle or something in the movie. I don't know, but let me tell you, when I finished it, I watched it one time. I'll never forget. I was like, what did I just watch?
That's a disturbing movie.
So that's the one, I think.
I mean, it doesn't always have to be horror to be horrifying.
Yeah.
And that's a good example of a
Yeah.
film that really gets under your skin. So that's a unexpectedly good answer.
Yeah.
What do you think's the most underrated horror movie of all time?
The most underrated horror movie of all time is without a doubt Psycho 2.
Norman Bates is coming home. And he's back in business. Psycho 2.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Psycho 2 is one of the best sequels of all time.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, please don't hate me, but I think it is more entertaining than the first one. I think the first one is a better shot film, obviously. but I think entertainment value and the coming back of characters 22 years later, bringing back the original cast, which rarely works because you work on that nostalgia effect. That movie doesn't have the nostalgia effect. It has a brand new effect because he's trying to be better. He's trying to be better. So
it's better than The Birds too.
Yes. Psycho 2, I think, is the most underrated horror film of all time.
But seriously, I do agree with you. I think that film is amazing. You know, Tarantino's a big fan of that film too. I've heard him talk about how he thinks that, and I agree with him. It's Anthony Perkins' best performance.
Without a doubt.
Not only do I think Anthony Perkins is even as great as he is in Psycho, I think he's even better in Psycho 2. I think it's one of the great lead performances in any horror film ever made. You bought a ticket to see a boogeyman. All of a sudden now you are rooting for Norman. You're rooting for Norman to keep it together. You're rooting for Norman to be sane, to be happy.
And I like the third one too, because I mean, he's a great director and he did a solid job. He understands the character.
Yes, Mother. It's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Psycho 2, I agree. It's a super, super underrated film. Good answer.
Psycho 2 is up there, yeah.
What do you think is the greatest horror performance of all time?
Let me just throw out a couple. So I think Brad Dourif in Exorcist 3.
I rip and cut and mutilate the innocent.
Ripping and tearing, dude.
Yeah, I think, and you know what? Exorcist 3 is another very underrated film. And in its own right is incredible.
George C. Scott in William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist 3.
But I see that on more lists of like underrated films. Like I think that film is more appreciated than Psycho 2.
Oh yeah, it is.
That jump scare, the scissors and the nurse scene is a masterpiece. It has like 20 million views or something, or however many on YouTube, and it's called The Scariest Scene Ever. That's the upload.
It is.
And I've heard filmmakers refer to the YouTube upload of that scene.
Oh yes.
I've heard like directors refer to that.
Yeah. So I think Brad Dourif up there with him in Exorcist 3 was one of the best horror performances.
That's up there for me too. That might be. Yeah, that might be in my top few too. What film are you most proud of that you've worked on? I'm sure you're proud of all of them, but is there one that if somebody was like, I can only watch one movie right now, what am I going to watch first? Maybe that's what we can go. What's your introduction?
I think I'm most proud of, I only have a small role in it, but I helped produce the film. The events surrounding A Peeping Tom, starring Damien Maffei, Phyllis Rose, Terry Kaiser, and Hannah Fierman. Hannah Fierman's directorial debut.
Are you here, Martin?
That was a crash course in independent film for me. I'm so thankful for that, everything it taught me. It gave me the tools and resources to have the confidence to do more. I did a lot on that film and to make it come to fruition, and I don't think if that happened, that I wouldn't be where I am now with acting and performing, and so I'm very grateful for it. I think I'm most proud of that.
Wow, I'm gonna check that out. I can't wait to watch. This will probably be the first one I watch, just because I bought it from you today. So why not support independent horror?
Thank you.
Because it's not with by a studio. It's with by life.
That's right.
But life and obstacles and challenges can make films even better.
You got it.
It forces creativity out of us. So thank you for the conversation earlier today. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you
for showing these pieces. And
thank you.
Thanks for sharing your art and coming to conventions like this. And I know you're a fan. That's why you got into this. So thanks for being a fan who's making stuff too.
That means a lot to me.
We got to keep it alive, and horror is never going to die. So
thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
So, that was 2 fantastic interviews in the bag, wrapping up a fun first day of the North Shore Horror Fest. I returned the next day for the second and final day of the event. Andrew Bryniarski made it to Danvers and was set up at his booth, talking with fans and signing autographs. I went up, again without a camera, and talked to him for a bit. He was nice to talk to, had some funny stories and comments about his film experiences. Eventually, I asked if he would be interested in doing an interview with me. Unfortunately, he didn't want to be on camera that day, and he seemed a little tired after having travel issues the day before. But he was happy to be recorded while signing my copy of Arrow Video's new Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 limited edition 4K release.
Man, you went the extra mile. Look at that.
Yes,
Thank you, Andy.
It was a nice but brief encounter. Maybe someday we will get Andrew for an interview on the channel, because I did have some deep dive questions to ask him, a few of which I did ask off camera, but that would be for another day. After that, I talked to some of the vendors, bought some more stuff from Nick's comic strips booth, met some interesting comic book artists, like this comic, Homunculus, presented by Zeitgeist Comics, written and directed by Nilm, which is a wordless, purely visual comic with a nightmarish atmosphere and creative designs. Check it out. There was even a cosplayer costume contest. Always love a good pyramid head.
So, quick funny story. Since I had Andy sign my new 4K copy of Pet Sematary, I had just upgraded from the Blu-ray version. So when I went back the second day and I saw him again, I actually brought the Blu-ray with me. My thought process was he could add it to the table. Sometimes people come and maybe they'd prefer to have a copy of the film signed versus one of the 8x10 photos or posters they usually bring. So I brought it with me and I said, hey, would you want to take this, add it to the booth? And he said he actually didn't even own the film, so he was probably just going to keep it. Then he had kind of an interesting idea that caught me totally off guard. We had talked about how I was a musician and some of the stuff that I do off camera, and he wanted me to sign the Blu-ray for him with my name on it, like my music name. So he actually recorded a video of me signing it for him. So it kind of blows my mind that right now, at this point in time, inside the home of Andrew Hubatsek, the actor who played Zelda from Pet Sematary, the actor who haunted my nightmares, he has in his collection a Blu-ray signed by yours truly. I had nothing to do with the movie, but I guess it had everything to do with that moment in that relationship dynamic, so just kind of a funny story. He's got a Genova 7 signed Pet Sematary Blu-ray in his collection. So, thanks
If you're a fan of sleep, if you're a fan of sleep relations.
Nightmare. I'm gonna sign my music name, why not?
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm more known for. Really. Genova 7. And I'll just add in parentheses, Michael. There you go.
Awesome.
To Andy, thanks for the nightmares. Genova 7, aka Michael.
Thanks, Mike.
All in all, I had a great time at the North Shore Horror Fest. Hopefully they will be back for another year, but until then, you can follow their account and keep an eye out. I truly appreciate Andy, Daniel, and everyone featured in this video for their kindness. Thanks for being a part of the episode. I didn't get to interview everybody or get everybody on camera, but there's always next time on a future episode. Here's the part where I say like, subscribe, blah, 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 but realistically, as a new channel, it would mean the world to me, and it would help the channel continue to grow. There are so many more stories to tell here at Tales of Salem. Until next time, see you later, alligator.